Now, before we even talk about Granit Xhaka's career, let's show you why Milan are obsessed, why they're desperate to bring him to the San Siro, because this isn't just a midfielder, this is a statistical outlier, a midfield machine, and the numbers prove it. If you're enjoying the insight, hit like and subscribe. It helps push the video to more football fans like you. The analytical breakdown. Graph number 1 shows open play touches. Xhaka's touch concentration map shows exactly where he lives on the pitch, the second phase of play. But unlike most deep midfielders, he also operates heavily in the final third, playmaking, sustaining pressure, and even scoring goals. Graph 2 shows pass sequence involvements throughout the Bundesliga. Now, only teammate Florian Wirtz, who's just signed for Liverpool for 125 million, was involved in more open play attacking sequences ending in a shot than Granit Xhaka. Now, what's so special about this? What's the catch? Nearly every other player in the top group is an attacker, not a defensive midfielder like Granit Xhaka. That's an elite level of involvement from Granit Xhaka, showing he can step up and take control in the final third. Now, before people say Bundesliga tax, let's look at the pass and sequence involvements throughout Europe's top 5 leagues. And Granit Xhaka ranks 5th in Europe. Other than Rodri, every other player in the top 10 is an attacking midfielder or a forward. Xhaka isn't just progressing the ball, he's building attacks from the roots. Now, graph 4 shows us progressive passes versus a pass success rate, and Granit Xhaka is ranked 7th in Europe for this balance, showing he's not just safe, he's progressive and accurate. That's the Allegri prototype. Now let's look at some in-game footage, in case you guys didn't like the stats, to break down Granit Xhaka's game DL by DL. Photo 1. Granit Xhaka scanning constantly. Xhaka's always scanning, repositioning himself to offer a passing outlet to make life easier for his teammates under pressure. Now, photo 2 shows his high level understanding of the game and his ability to understand pressing structures. Granit Xhaka reading a pressing structure like a chessboard, sitting in spaces that allow his teammates to break pressure with one simple pass. As you can see, Xhaka positions himself in the middle of the triangle to allow his teammates a safe and easy option inwards to beat the opposition press. Photo 3 focuses on Xhaka's deep playmaking ability. This isn't just passing, it's orchestrating. He delivers a ball over the top, slicing through a high line to create a goal scoring opportunity. Now, Xhaka throughout his time in the Bundesliga was known as the pre-assist king. He's the player behind the assist, the one who unlocks the move before the move. The kind of vision most stats don't reward. Spotting a teammate who then puts it on a plate for another teammate. This goal doesn't happen without Granit Xhaka's high IQ, vision and ball execution. And finally, Granit Xhaka's ability to break play. Within seconds of launching an attack, he's back to intercept and reset. A complete midfielder, a complete maestro. So now that you've seen what he does, let's talk about where he's been. Born in Basel, battle-hardened at Mönchengladbach and refined at Arsenal, Xhaka captained the Gunners, made nearly 300 appearances and won 2 FA Cups. In 2023, he took on a new challenge, joining Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen. 1 season later, Invincibles, an unbeaten Bundesliga title, a place in German football history. So what did Granit Xhaka mean to Bayer Leverkusen? What did he mean to Xabi Alonso? Pundits in Germany believed the entire midfield was built around Granit Xhaka. Xhaka didn't just play, he led. He played every single Bundesliga match, marshalled Alonso's midfield and brought the calm, structure and bite that allowed Wirtz, Grimaldo and Frimpong to fly forward. He didn't need to score every week, he just needed to make everything work. So why do Milan want him? With Tijani Reinders gone to Manchester City, Yunus Musa and Loftus-Cheek all likely to be moving on, Milan's midfield is being torn apart. Iglitare and Allegri want to rebuild with steel, leadership and control. Xhaka is that blueprint, a tactical general, a locker room leader, a player who raises the level around him and someone who still has fire to win more. He doesn't rely on speed, he relies on IQ. That's why age 32 isn't a drop-off, it's an advantage. His in-game experience is priceless. So here's how I see it. If Milan want to compete in Italy and Europe, they need more than talent. They need structure. Xhaka brings that structure, that edge, that maturity. He's not just a luxury player. He's a necessity, an essential piece to every locker room across the world. A player who makes others better and wins while doing it. For a Milan team desperate to close the gap, Xhaka might be the smartest move they make all summer. Breaking news is literally just come out. Granit Xhaka has given the green light to Milan. He's been told Milan are interested. Iglitare is looking to bring you to Milan. And in response, he's turned around and said, I want to go to Milan. Bring me to the San Siro. I'm ready for that challenge. So it's being reported Granit Xhaka has given the green light to Milan. And it's also being reported that this week, Xhaka, his agent, Milan's representatives, Iglitare, they will arrange a sit down and they will discuss the finer details, the final stages of getting this deal over the line. And for me, it's good business, man. I'll be honest. You can clearly see there's hunger, man. 32 years old. 32 years old. Another player would turn around and say, I've got Champions League football next season. Why am I going to Milan? But in his eyes, no, I'm going to Milan. Milan are struggling at the moment, no problem. I'll get them out of this mess. Xhaka, even from his Mönchengladbach days, they always spoke about his leadership, his communication on the pitch. The fact that he gives you 120%, I'll be real, the fact that he's gone to Leverkusen, and Xabi Alonso has made him his main man, and he's delivered a Bundesliga trophy, back-to-back Champions League campaigns. It's impressive. I'll be honest with you guys, impressive. 32, he isn't slowing down because he's never ever been a player that's relied on his physicality. Granit Xhaka is not like a Kylian Mbappe, where he relies on his speed to beat opposition players. No, Granit Xhaka, it's always been about brains. It's always been about being in the right place at the right time. Those type of players can play till 35, 36. And the reason why he can is because he's got the mentality. He's locked in. For me, this is good business. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm interested to see what the price is. But for me, this is very, very, very good business. Because look, when you build a team, you need to have a variety of different things within your camp, within your locker room, within your starting 11. There's no point building a team of 11 players that are replicas of one another. Last season, you saw players that were physically gifted in Milan. You saw players that were technically gifted in Milan. But how many times throughout the season do we sit down and say, okay, you're good at this, you're good at that. But who's actually the leader? Who's actually the captain? Who's actually the person that holds everybody accountable, that keeps them in line, that motivates them when things go wrong? Like, who rallies the troops? And I feel like so many times this last year, when you look at the stories that were coming out of the San Siro, that were coming out of Milan, you always looked at it and said, this is not the Milan of old. With Xhaka, yes, he might not be technically the best in the world. He might not be physically the best in the world. But when it comes to leadership, when it comes to keeping everybody in line, when it keeps to having that hunger, that motivation, when it comes to communicating with your teammates on the pitch, I feel like he's one of the best. He's one of the best. Like, this is also a guy. He was captain at Arsenal. They stripped him of the captaincy because he had a falling out with a fan. I believe he swore at them. A year later, Arteta wanted to make him captain once again. Arteta wanted to make him captain once again after he stripped him of the captain's armband. And it's because he couldn't deny it anymore. He was like, listen, this guy's made a mistake, but he's still our best leader. But of course, he didn't do it because he didn't want to send the wrong message to everybody else in the camp. But what does that tell you? The captain of Switzerland. He's captained Bayer Leverkusen in some games. Milan need a leader. And I look at it and I tell myself, you bring him in, you bring in Luka Modric. Guys, there's technical ability, there's leadership, there's winners, there's players of a hungry mentality, and there's players that are coming to Milan in the latter stages of their career. They're not coming for a stroll in the park. They're not coming to put their feet up. They're going to be looking at every single Milan player and telling them, listen, I'm 32. Listen, I'm 39. I've got 1-2 more years in me. I want to win a trophy in Italy. I want to go out in style. I want to go out in a bang. So you better lock in and start performing. And that's why for me, I feel like it's good business. It's very, very, very good business. But time will tell. If you're new, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys on another one.